Hi, welcome back to Learn Me Some English's Daily News Podcast 62. Today's article, How Tipping is Changing in America. My name is Jean Measome. You can find me at www.learnmeasomenglish.com. You can find this article and many more at www.englishpodcast.com. I put out these daily podcasts on the English News Monday to Friday. You're very welcome back to my podcast if you're a returning listener. If you're a new listener, in these podcasts, I will give you first the vocabulary where I will include the word, a definition, and an example sentence. I would like you to stop and try to make a sentence when you can, because it's really good to know the definition of a word, but it's really important to know how to use it. Then I will continue with reading the article for you, and in the end, we will follow up with some comprehension questions. Okay, let's begin with the vocabulary. 1. Porter, noun, a person whose job is to carry people's bags and other loads. As we checked into the hotel, the porter offered to carry our luggage to our room. 2. Struggle, verb, to experience difficulty dealing with or handling something. She decided to get a part-time job because she was struggling to live on her pension. 3. Vary, verb, to be different in size, shape, etc. from something else of the same type. Survey responses varied greatly depending on the age of the respondents. 4. Obligation, noun, something a person must legally or morally do, the condition of having to legally or morally do something. Corporations use a number of legitimate but questionable methods to reduce their tax obligations. 5. Device, noun, a piece of electronic equipment such as a smartphone or laptop, a tool or machine that has been made to do a particular job. The app is available for both Android and iOS devices. 6. Automatically, adverb, by itself and with little or no human control. The console is programmed to turn off automatically after 4 hours. Now on to the article. The title of the article is How Tipping is Changing in America. Is it normal to tip where you live? If so, whom do you tip and how much? In America, it's common to tip waiters and waitresses at restaurants, as well as people like taxi drivers, bartenders, food delivery people, porters, and hairdressers. And Americans say the need to tip is spreading to even more places. A recent survey by Pew Research Center found that 72% of Americans say tipping is expected in more places compared to 5 years ago. Pew surveyed nearly 12,000 U.S. adults in August 2023. It found that most Americans now struggle with tipping, with only 1/3 saying it's extremely or very easy to know whether or how much to tip for different services. More than 90% of Americans say they always or often tip their waiter at a restaurant, but that percentage quickly goes down in other industries. Fewer than 80% always or often tip their hairdresser, or when they have food delivered. Only 70% tip at a bar, and about 60% tip their taxi driver. About a quarter tip when buying a drink at a coffee shop, and 12% even tip when eating at a fast food restaurant. And how much do they tip? It varies by industry, but an average restaurant meal, most Americans will tip their waiter 15% or less, although about a quarter will tip 20% or more, and older Americans are actually more likely to leave smaller tips. But do you have to tip? It depends on whom you ask. Around 30% of Americans say tipping is an obligation, while about 20% think it's a personal choice. About half think it depends on the situation. So it's no surprise that 72% of Americans don't like it when businesses include an automatic service charge. And while many businesses now use tablets and other devices that automatically encourage customers to tip when they pay, 40% of Americans say they don't like these suggestions. Now on to the comprehension questions. 1. What are your thoughts on Pew's findings? 2. Is tipping common practice in your country? Who do you usually tip? 3. Would you say that tipping is more of an obligation or a choice? 4. Are automatic tipping suggestions common in your country? 5. Have you ever had trouble with tipping in a foreign country? I hope you enjoyed today's article. Again, my name is Jean Measome. You can find me at www.learnmeasomenglish.com. I put out these daily news podcasts from Monday to Friday. Thanks for listening, and I hope to see you again next time. Bye.